Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. I'm so happy to be here with you today. We had a nice thunderstorm today, so that was fun. Our first one of the year up here in New York State. It's a wonderful time. I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual life coach. And as a medium, I connect with our loved ones on the other side and bring through messages, whatever it is they want to tell us and share with us. And as a spiritual life coach, I help people individually in coaching and as well as in groups and workshops and all sorts of things like that to help people live their best lives. It's my passion to help people live their best lives. And I like to help them particularly when they're interested in their spiritual development and they're interested in the metaphysics of life and so many strange things that can happen around us. It's so much fun to do. Now, every week on this show, I take a couple of callers and I give you a coaching tip. And today's coaching tip is on opening our eyes to our beliefs. Now, I've talked about our beliefs before, but I'm going to do it from a little bit of a different angle today. I've been taking watercolor painting lessons since January. I haven't had that many lessons, so I'm not an artist by any means. I'm just having fun. It's a good time, and I'm really enjoying it. And I've had a little bit of a revelation in the class because the teacher was telling us to paint what we see, which is perfectly logical, isn't it? We want to paint what we see. But I noticed as I was painting that I had preconceived notions as to what things looked like. When we're growing up, when we're 3, 4 years old, people would say to us things like this: what color is the grass? And everybody says green. What color is an apple? And everybody says red. What color is the sky? And everybody says blue. But I'm noticing in this art class that that's not necessarily true. Sometimes those things are not those colors. I was painting a mountain that was in the distance of a picture here, and my logical brain said to me that a mountain has trees on it, so the mountain should be green. But the teacher is telling us in the class that no, not necessarily. There may be some green in it, but things that are in the distance are more subdued. The colors are not as clear or as vibrant. And shortly after that class, I was driving. I did a whole bunch of driving one day to go down to North Carolina. And as I was driving by all these mountains, I could see that she was correct, of course. She knew what she was talking about, that these mountains were not green. There were all sorts of colors in there. There were browns and grays and some blacks and reflected colors if the sun was hitting them just right. So there were so many different things in there. And this was really, really interesting to me because I and the other people in our class are trying to paint based on what we think something is rather than what it really is. And one thing I do teach a lot is the practice of questioning our beliefs. We believe things are true based on our experiences, usually developed when we're younger, and we have little awareness of them frequently. And we may be unaware of our beliefs, but those beliefs are what we're living our lives with. We're basing everything we do on these beliefs we have that we may not even be aware of. And I found it really cool to look at the painting in a very similar way. I'm painting what I think it is, but it's really not. I'm living my life based on beliefs I think are true, but are they? I don't know, right? So am I living out of habit or am I consciously aware? Have I chosen my beliefs? Have I really thought about them? And since I have talked about this before, I'm not going to go into the various reasons why we have these belief systems, but I want to talk about opening our eyes to the beliefs and how we can go about doing it to recognize if these beliefs are true or not. When we start looking at our beliefs, just being aware, okay, not a big deal. We're just being aware of them. It can be a little bit scary because we might find things out that we don't want to be true. What if we find out that the love of our lives is not the love of our lives? What if that person isn't the person you thought they were? That's scary. That's unpleasant. And we might not want to confront that belief. You might have a belief about money, believing you're generous with your money, and you'd like to share with people who are less fortunate, but then you find out you don't do that. You don't really want to do that. You want to hold on to your money instead. And that might make you a little uneasy to think, ooh, I'm stingy with my money and I should be sharing, but I don't want to. And that could cause us a little unpleasantness. What if you believe that your relationships have always failed because of another person. And you start to think about it and you recognize you have a pattern here of all these relationships failing. And you start to realize that maybe, just possibly, it's you that's the cause of the relationship failing, not the other person. These are examples of things that can be difficult for us to confront, these belief systems to confront, and to actually look at them openly and honestly and see if, in fact, they are true. And because we get scared of them, sometimes we avoid looking at them. We don't want to know what's going to happen. We don't want to know. We're just going to avoid it. We're not going to pay any attention to it. But life will always bring us situations where we have to look at our beliefs. We'll have to start to see what our role is in our lives. We'll have to see that there might be a belief system there that is affecting us. Once you start to recognize that you may have a belief system you want to change, you'll be more open to it, and you'll actually end up happier, because when you change your belief systems that actually fit you better, you live happier. You're actually creating the life you want to live. So to open your eyes to these things, you don't want to start with a huge issue like money or relationships, something like that, because that's scary. So you take my art idea and look at your surroundings and see what colors they really are. See what shadows are there, what shapes, see what goes in there. Because these small things, looking at nature, is something that really doesn't matter, really. If you find out the color green is not the color green you thought it was, that's not going to ruin your life. It's okay. It's not threatening. It's not scary. And it doesn't matter as much as a relationship or a money issue or whatever it could be. So when you look at your surroundings, you can easily change your belief system with that. And it's a small step that gets your mind out of the bigger issues of your life. But this small step will actually lead you to more, because once you start looking around and paying attention to those small things, you'll start to notice small things in your life as well. Now, if you want to actually take an active role in this and not just allow the universe to bring you everything, what you can do is focus on one small thing you would like to improve in your life. One small thing. You could pick something as being aware of the words you say, that you want to be positive. You don't want to complain. You don't want to whine. You don't want to say mean things about other people. So you start paying attention to that, and you'll start to hear the things going in your head, and you'll start to question if it's true. Do you really want to say that? Even if it is true, if it's not kind or positive, you may not want to say it. So you'll start to notice this. And when you start to notice the words, you'll start to question your beliefs. Do you really believe what you want to say? Is it, in fact, true? And that will lead you to even deeper things. If you want more love in your life, and that's a very simple one to do. Do you want more love in your life? If you say you do, then you'll start to notice, how are you expressing your love? How is the love being expressed around you? What are your belief systems about love? Do you believe that people love you, or do you believe they don't love you? That can tell you a lot about what you're thinking, what's true, and what's helpful. When you pick this one positive idea, just one thing, that will make your life better immediately. Okay, this is not something where you're going to jump into every single issue you have in your life and look at every belief. You just want to look at one thing. I used to pick one thing a week, and I did a week of no complaining. I did a week of only speaking positive words. I did a week of only writing positive words too, because I believe that our words do carry energy, and I don't want to create negativity. So I would do things like that. And as I did that, I could see my habits. I could see when I wasn't aware of what was going on. And it helped me to see my belief systems. This was a game to me. Okay, I didn't make it into a big deal. It was a game. We don't want to judge ourselves and put ourselves down for the beliefs we have. We're just perfect right where we are right now at this time. Okay, if you have a belief system you'd like to change, don't put yourself down by that. When we put ourselves down, when we judge ourselves, that's actually a belief system that tells us, we tell ourselves it's okay to put ourselves down. And that's a belief system you definitely want to get rid of if you have that habit of doing that, because you don't want to do that. So what you want to do, this is a bit of an adventure for you. You want to just make the conscious choice to be aware of your surroundings first, then make a small choice to pick one little thing to focus on. Because when you focus on that one little thing, your whole life is going to shift. You're going to shift everything. Your belief systems will shift. If you have a good belief system that's true and helpful, keep it. Don't get rid of it, of course. And if it's one that's not working with you anymore, you can let it go and change your whole life and be happier. And that is my coaching tip of the day. I absolutely love my coaching tips. I hope you do too, because I really want to help people to live their best lives. So I like to give you these small little things to think about. And if you'd like to reach me, you can find me at psychicmediumcolleen.com. I'm also on Facebook, Medium Coach Colleen Vanderzyden. And we are going to move on to Sonia in South Carolina. Sonia, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good, thank you.
Awesome. Now, do you have something in particular you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I did write in the comments how I feel kind of stuck and a little depressed. I'm trying to move forward, but I don't know. I guess I'm kind of looking for some guidance.
Okay. I like to bring in a spirit from the other side when I talk to people here. And I have a gentleman who's coming in who wants to talk to you. He comes through to me as on the quieter side. He looks to be about 64, 65 years old. I do see dark hair, actually. He says it wasn't as dark as he got older, but he does show me some dark hair. He does feel on the thinner side. He's also showing me some stuff going on in the stomach area with him. So I do feel that there's something going on either digestively or something like that when he comes in. I like his energy because there's a certain peacefulness about him, but there's also, it's a certain quiet attitude that comes through. He seems to really like you a lot, okay? I feel a lot of love coming through for you. Do you have somebody on the other side who sounds like that you can think of?
My father.
That explains a lot because and was he quite quiet as he was, because I don't feel him being a big talker.
No, he wasn't a big talker at all. Actually, he was a very quiet person. He wasn't very expressive or anything. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, that subdued personality, I'll use that word again tonight, there's a certain peace, though, when he looks at you. I feel this pride with you. I also feel he didn't really tell you that very much. Did he ever tell you how proud he was of you?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't feel him ever telling you that. And the same thing with the love, I don't feel him being very affectionate or letting you know or all of those things. But at the same time, I feel so much pride for you, so much love coming through. He does give me a bit of an apology for not being more expressive and not telling you more things. But he also gives me the impression you understood him quite well. And did you know he loved you? Because he gives me the impression that you do. How much he loves you.
Very much do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Because I do get that impression. And wow. Do you have children right now? Because he's telling me what a good mother you are.
I do have 3 with my husband.
Okay. He's talking about what a good mother you are. He says you would do anything for them, as most mothers would. And he actually used the example of you giving them your food and taking your shirt off your back. You've got to tell me, did you ever take a sweater or something off and put it on one of your children to warm them up or something? Just the way he's talking about it.
Yeah, well, it's really hot right now, but I would definitely. I'm like totally about my kids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
mm-hmm.
And he's very proud of that with you. Okay, he tells me that's it's just so much fun to watch you working with your children and playing with your kids. He's very much like that. He does tell me You mentioned you were stuck and a bit depressed, and he's given me the impression that some depression runs in your family. Do you know if it does?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Okay. He gives me that impression. He doesn't give me the impression you're in a deep depression. Oh, I shouldn't use all those Eshin words all at once. It's getting confusing. So he doesn't give me that impression. However, he's telling me that some of the stuff you're eating is not helping. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I assume he's not either, so or a nutritionist. So take that as you like. But he does tell me some of the stuff you're eating isn't helping. Okay, that it kind of can make things go up and down emotionally and everything like that. He says try not to worry too much about planning ahead as much as you are. He also tells me you're concerned about money right now. Are you concerned about money?
Yes, we are we're in a tight spot right now. So
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely given me that. And he's also talking about how you're having, you're stretching everything as much as possible. You're limiting what you do. You're limiting what you pay for. You're really having to, it's a tough time right now. He gives me the impression you're not working. Are you working now?
no, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. Even with that, there's still there's just not enough. There's not enough. Let me see what I was just to say, because he keeps telling me there's not enough money just yet. Okay. I don't know if your kids are old enough, but he's talking about you getting a job, part-time job, and doing something. What are you doing? Oh, he's talking. Okay. Is it possible that you could get a job doing something in the evening? He's talking about the evening working.
Well, my husband's a drill sergeant, so
That's okay.
Yeah, his daycare would actually be more expensive if I got a job,
Right.
and that would kind of limit our money even more. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course. Oh, I do. I definitely do. I definitely do. Yes, and this is interesting because I do see an evening position for you. It looks part-time, and the thing is, it doesn't feel as though you're leaving the house for this. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if you're taking in other people's kids to help them out, like as a babysitting thing, for a little extra cash, or what you're doing. But I'm seeing you doing some work in the evening, in your house. So keep that in mind, because there may very well be something that comes up that you can do from home. That's legitimate, not something, you see in the newspaper that says make $100 a day or something, not that kind of thing.
Right.
So you want to keep your eye open for that, because I do see that. He tells me the money is actually going to change in a little bit, but it's going to take some time still. Okay, where are we? We're in April. Okay, by November, he tells me things are shifting. Okay, and there'll be more money then. It's not a lot more, but it's enough that it makes a difference. Okay. Okay. He's sending you a lot of love, of course. Okay. Yeah. He says keep focusing on the kids, because that makes a big difference for you, to focus on them, because it brings you up and brings you happier. Okay. I'm going to let him go. And let you go as well. So keep in mind what I said about looking for something. And I feel like it's just going to pop up. There's going to be something that's going to come up that's just going to give you just a little bit extra money. Okay? Okay. Nice talking to you, Sonia.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And that was Sonia from South Carolina. And next we are going to move to Ray from Australia. Ray, how are you today?
Hi, how you going?
Good. I bet you thought I wasn't going to get to you, didn't you?
No, it wasn't going to get to me. I've been hanging for you guys.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's fun times. So are you looking for something in particular tonight?
You know what? Just my immediate family, husband, children, and financials, really.
Okay, so you're just what's going on in your life right now, huh? Okay, I've got a woman
Yeah.
coming in. I love to bring in spirit from the other side to see what they have to say first, and I have a woman coming in right away. She's rather assertive. I very I want to say forceful. She's forceful and she's kind of assertive, not in a mean way or anything like that. And when she comes in, um, she's boy, she looks to me like she's about 5'9", 5'10". Not thinner. She's a little bit thicker boned, but not chunky or anything like that. But when she comes in, there's it's a ball of energy coming in, and okay. She looks as though she passed in her 60s, like 66, 67, that area, but it might be a little older than that just because her energy is so strong to me and she feels very vibrant. Boy, do you have somebody on the other side who's like this? It's her energy that I just love this energy. Not sure?
Not sure, honey.
That's okay. No worries. Because she tells me you're a lot like her. Okay. And because she tells me that you can be very energetic as well. And you can be forceful if you have to be. And you can be assertive and all of those things. And she loves it because she was this way too. She loves this about you. She tells me that you're one of those go-getter people and you get things done. And okay, she's talking about your kids now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
She's giving me the impression there's some how can I put this politely? Do you have one that's really energetic and that is a little hard to control?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that the wrong way, but there's one that's like that.
No.
And she says sometimes you guys can butt heads. Do you guys butt heads?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And she says it's because you're both very similar. You both want certain things, certain ways, and it's very hard to look at the other's perspective because you're both right.
Yes.
And she tells me though that this person, your child, is quite intelligent and is quite enjoys sharing the intelligence with you and telling you what they know. Do they do that a lot?
Yep. Yes. Daily.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It must be tiring at times, I bet. She's telling me you guys though, you're so alike that the two of you together could really do some creative work. You could really make a difference all over the place if you can conform it together. But she's enjoying that, I must say. Now, do you have another person, another child too, who's not quite like that one?
That one's very quiet and one's very blah, yeah.
Okay. And the quieter one, is that the creative one? Writing, drawing, painting, those kinds of things?
Sort of, but he's sort of left and he's made his way up. He's working elsewhere at the moment, like 15, 16 hours away from us.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because there's a creative bent there of... my topic tonight is, I talked about painting and looking at things differently, and that's how his brain is. He looks at things differently, a very creative kind of thing. It'll be interesting to see if he ever gets to writing things or drawing or that kind of, having that kind of creativity coming out. It's really cool.
It'd be beautiful.
Yes, it's nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Huh. She tells me, too, that things are really not going badly for you. I'm hoping things are going well because she's really not leading me to believe things are going badly. How are things? They okay?
No, they're shocking at the moment. You have no idea how bad they are at the moment.
That's interesting. And I wonder why she's not telling me, because part of it is she's going on and on about how competent you are and all of those things. But at the same time, this and I've said this before, and I seem to be saying this a lot, there is so much chaos going on right now in people's lives. I have never in my life talked to so many people experiencing chaos. Do you have someone near you who's experiencing health concerns in the back area?
Sorry?
Do you have someone near you physically alive now who's experiencing health concerns in the back area?
In the back me.
You?
Yeah.
Okay, because all of a sudden she's showing me this. And as I feel that, it's rather uncomfortable. Is this causing you quite a lot of problems when you get up and, get up in the morning in bed and everything like that?
Yeah.
I feel very, very, very achy, very pained there and everything. And she tells me that once you get going, it's a little bit better, but you got to get going. And you've got to be real careful about how you do things and how you move.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. And as she talks about that too, she gives me that sense again of your competency, your being able to handle things. She's talking about you having to learn how to not take other people's energies into you. If somebody else is having a problem, not making it your problem.
Don't take it on. Yes.
Not doing that. And that will help a lot. You'll probably feel a lot better just with that. It is difficult to do, but it's possible. Yeah. And that's something definitely you'll need to want to consider there just to help yourself feel better.
I promise you I have.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, I only have a few seconds left before I have to let you go, unfortunately.
Financial.
Fine. Okay. She's telling me that there's more money than you think there is, and there's more money coming in for you. Okay? And I'm feeling like you're going to be getting a bit of money coming in soon, 3 months, 4 months, a bit of money coming in soon. Okay? It's not a whole lot, but it's more than nothing. Okay, and I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to let you go because they're going to cut me off. So nice talking to you, Ray. It was great speaking with you. And I am Colleen Vanderzyden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. And you can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com and on Facebook, Medium Coach Colleen Vanderzyden. You have a great week, and I will talk to you next week.